Hello and welcome to Monday, October 10th. So it is 10:10. Now, here's a funny thing. If you are as old as I am, aka 37 or around that age, you might remember the commercial 10-10-220. Every time I say 10-10, that's exactly what I think of, is I automatically want to go 10-10-220. I can't remember what that commercial is for. It was like insurance or something. I don't know. Anyways, so this week starts week 24 of pregnancy. So I'm officially 6 months pregnant. Yay! AKA, I think I talked about this last week. I may not have. I'm not sure. Either way, so I am officially in my third trimester, according to the ultrasound people. Doctor people, because if you think about it, my due date was January 29th. And I'm a month ahead because I'm having triplets. So technically, I am now into my third trimester. So I have about, let's see, I'm 24 weeks now. 28 weeks. Supposedly, you're supposed to get your gestational diabetes test. I don't know if they're still going to do that or not. I'm pretty sure they will, because why wouldn't they? I don't know. That's in 4 weeks from now. I'm at this point trying to say that if I make it to, let's say, December, we'll say Christmas, that's like, what, 12, 13 weeks away? Something like that? 12 weeks away? You guys do the math. Anyways, 24 weeks now. So, tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment at 8:30 in the morning. So, all I did today was I packed up my backpack, except for my laptop, because I am obviously using it, and my camera, and then my laptop cord into my backpack. I just realized what I said. Because I'm going to be spending the night at my mom's house tonight, because it's easier for me to spend the night at her house tonight when I have to get up so early to go to the doctor, because she takes my sister's kids to school every morning. So, I don't really want to spend the night, but it's fine. It's not the fact I don't want to sleep at my mom's, it's just, I like my bed, and I like my, my comfort zone. But that's okay. Hopefully I won't spend too much time awake tonight watching videos, but considering I have nothing really to do after my doctor's appointment until my next doctor's appointment, then it's like I can sleep in on Wednesday. Found out. I definitely like coffee again. I know I probably mentioned this, but this is where my pregnancy brain goes, because I have no idea what I talked about in my previous vlogs here. But I drink coffee almost every day now. I'm definitely going to be drinking coffee tomorrow. Definitely, because I'm going to be waking up and it's going to be tired. So tomorrow I'm going to try to film a Get Ready With Me part with at my mom's house. I was going to say with this video. With this week's vlog. I'm going to try to film a Get Ready With Me video anyways. I also had started a daily outfit picture thing. I should have started this like at the beginning of my pregnancy, because then I could see the belly grow. I think I started this October 7th or 8th, so a few days ago, of every outfit that I'm wearing every single day. I don't know why. I think it's because I've been watching Pretty Pastels, which is a girl that I watch on YouTube, who's from Australia, and I know I mentioned her before, but she had this thing where she wanted to challenge all of us YouTube watchers to do something daily. And I thought, well, besides taking pictures of the animals every day, because they do cute things every day, and then I can upload those dump pet videos to YouTube, because who doesn't love pet videos? I try to take a picture of me and my different outfits. Even if I'm wearing the same pajamas every day, I'm trying to get out of that habit. So this will challenge me to actually get out of wearing the same pajamas for like 3-4 days in a row, which, let's face it, when you're pregnant and you don't do anything. But on that note, until I guess tomorrow morning, because there's not really much else to report, except for the fact that I am starting to get indigestion like pretty much every single night now, and it's so annoying. And I don't take Tums for it. I have Tums if I'm desperate, but usually I can find the perfect spot to sleep. And once I find that perfect spot to sleep, the indigestion goes away, and then I'm fine. But the indigestion has hit full force, so that's fun. Okay, until tomorrow. Hello. Yes, this is horrible lighting. Let me change it. So, change the plans. Mom got here, and she's a flat tire. And it is a flat tire to where it's close to the rim, meaning the outer part of the tire, which means that she cannot fix a flathead or plug it. So, right now my mom's stranded at my house, and I feel horrible for her because she's going to be really uncomfortable, and she doesn't have the money to get a new tire. We don't have the money to get her a tire. And I'm going to start crying because it's like, it's one thing after another after another. I don't give a flying fuck about my doctor's appointment. I worried about my mom, and it's just, I swear, I can't deal with the stress. I swear to God, this is the stress that's making me lose my fucking mind. And this is where my anxiety heightens, and I don't sleep at all. And I'm so anxious now about everything else. So my mom has to figure out plan B, which is figure out how to get her spare tire here tomorrow. And that means I'm going to have to wake up at 7:30, 7:45, something like that. Call my doctor at 8 as soon as I wake up and say, I'm stranded. I can't come. And like I said, I don't care about my doctor's appointment. It's just a checkup anyways. All they're doing is the same thing of cervix check, measurements, and I don't know why I'm going downstairs. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like a mental health check-in. They're probably going to ask me, how's your mental health? Not great. Stress. I swear. Hello, and welcome to Wednesday, October 12th. And I know that there's a big glare. I don't know if that's going to help, but so stress level between 1 and 10, it's like 1,000. And I am trying to not stress in this pregnancy. It's really hard to not stress and not feel overwhelmed. It's just like, I feel like me and Jim are never going to get ahead, are never going to catch up. And I haven't been sleeping the past few days very well because I have massive indigestion because I'm so stressed out. And the babies are growing, and they're, obviously there's 3, so my indigestion is going to get worse, but I'm just at the point of my pregnancy where I'm so overwhelmed with everything. It's like there's things that I need, like there's important phone calls I need to make, and I don't do them. And I keep saying, well, when I'm in town. I was supposed to do them yesterday but mom's tire, she got a flat tire, so she was stranded here. So I couldn't make any phone calls. I could have made phone calls. I just didn't feel like sitting outside to make the phone calls. But I did reschedule my doctor's appointment for next Tuesday, which, I'm going to have Tuesday appointments anyways, so my doctor's appointment's already rescheduled. It's just like, with everything else, though, that's, I guess all I'm going to say for today is, it's just like, I am so overwhelmed. I have massive indigestion. The antacids I have are not working. I did find out, or I did Google, milk is supposed to help. I did drink 2 glasses of milk this morning, so that definitely helped. Because the milk is coating my stomach. But I think, like, right here, underneath my boob, I think 2 babies' heads or 2 butts or something. I know at least one of the babies is right over there, so it's pressing right on my stomach and my gut and my whatever intestines are right there or organs are right there. They're pushing on. That's what's causing me the indigestion. And I know it's only going to get worse from here because I'm 24 weeks. And as the babies grow, it's going to get worse. It's just like on top of the stress. It's like I'm exhausted mentally because I'm so stressed out. And I think I'm mostly stressed out because there's something I can do at all. And it puts so much pressure on Jim. And I know that he can handle it. But it's not fair. And he's trying to keep me calm. and me from crying, and me from getting overwhelmed, and he's making sure that I'm, not going to stress, because I know at this point, putting stress on my body is not good for the babies. But at the same time, it's like, I keep thinking maybe there's something I can do. Like, there's not, though. I don't know. It's really, really, really hard right now, mentally, and it's killing me, but I'm not going to start crying. But that's, I guess, all I have to say for today on October 12th for 24 weeks pregnant is we just need a break. Just one break. Hello, and welcome to Friday, October 14th. Yay. I just got out of the shower, so hopefully I have a little bit more of a motivation to film this week, this half of the week of the vlog, if that makes any sense. The very first half of this vlog was not that great, and my mental health is still not that great at all, but a shower always revives me. I'm not a big bath person, never have been. I hate the concept of wasting that much water, and I hate the concept of having that much hot water wasted from your hot water heater. So that's just me. Even though we have free water because we run on a well system, it's still using the hot water heater, and then I'm always afraid that we're going to run out of hot water. I don't know why. It replenishes itself pretty fast, but I'm just not a big bath person. But I love showers, and it always seems to refresh me, because I just feel like everything's, like, all your anxiety, you can kind of convince yourself, sort of, that it washes down the drain. But at the beginning of this week, you guys saw me break down, because, like, everything's getting to me. I mean, it's been getting to me my entire pregnancy. I mean, how many times have I complained about the finances in these vlogs? How many times? But before we got pregnant, I might have mentioned this in one of my vlogs. I probably mentioned a lot of things that I say in my vlogs repeatedly, but, before we got pregnant, or before we found out we were pregnant, I was trying everything under the sun to find a job, whether it was a work from home job or just in town, locally, like it's in Rocky Point, or just either if Jim got a restaurant job, I can work with him. And he kept telling me I didn't need to work, which is fine. I don't mind staying at home. I try to keep myself busy. I say try. Dishes are something I do every day. I try to do laundry. I try to limit the laundry to once a week. Sweeping, I haven't really swept every day this past week. I've just been just not in the right headspace to really do anything. I've had almost no motivation to really get out of bed at all this past week. And I try really, really, really hard to not stress in this pregnancy, because I know it can affect the baby. It can affect you with high blood pressure as a pregnant mother, and then it can affect your baby because they can be born as a high-stress baby, and then they can end up with colic. I don't know if that's how they end up with colic, but they can end up with colic, and they can end up with anxiety problems, like, later on. And I know this just because my mom was really, really anxious with me when she was pregnant with me, and look what happened to me. I blame environmental factors, mostly, as the kid grows up, but I know that there's statistics out there, like if the mother is really, really stressed in her pregnancy, that it can cause a really, really stressful baby. And that's another reason why. And I don't want any health problems to happen. Like, I'm really healthy and my babies are really, really healthy, but still I try so hard not to stress, and it's really, really hard. This past week, it was really hard for me because it got to a point where it started, I think, a couple weeks ago, where the stress is starting to build up and build up and build up, to where I really wanted to talk to my doctor about it. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that there's really nothing that they could do. Because they can't fix our car. Our car is the main source of why I'm stressed out. Because with the car broken down, Jim can't drive himself to work. He can't look for another job. And my mom can't keep coming out here with her car. And we can't keep using her car because she lives towards Carolina Beach, which is anywhere between half an hour to 45 minutes away, with traffic. Sometimes even longer if it's a high traffic weekend, if there's like an event in town. Like this weekend, or no, not this weekend, last weekend was Riverfest in Wilmington. And so the traffic was probably horrendous. But I basically, every single day, the one thing I don't think I mentioned is every single day, while I'm watching YouTube or a movie on TV or DVR or whatever, I am doing surveys every single day. I can go on 5, 6, how many sites to do 100 surveys a day. I don't do 100 surveys a day, but let's just ballpark figure it. I could do 100 surveys a day to only get 5 or 10 cents out of all of those surveys that I do from like 6 different sites. It's so discouraging. It's so mentally draining. You basically waste an hour or more out of your day taking surveys to get nothing. And half the time the surveys you either don't qualify for, or they're such stupid, long, unnecessary surveys. Some of them are over, like they say they're 10 minutes and they end up being over an hour long. Okay, where do you get 10 minutes to over an hour long? Yes, granted, I will admit that I don't, like, if I just stuck with the survey and went straight on the survey, it would have been fine. But I tend to have 8 windows or 8 tabs open and then doing other things because I get bored of the survey. Because let's face it, some of these surveys are so bored. I've even lied on the surveys and said I'm a 65-year-old male Asian person. Or yes, I own a boat. Or yes, I've refinanced my home. Or yes, I live in a 5-bedroom house, Or yes, I'm homeless and I smoke and I have emphysema or I have shingles. I try to figure out the surveys, like what their demographic is going to be. It's like 99% of the time you're not going to qualify for these surveys. And it's so annoying. But that's what I actually do. That's me working from home. We don't have a house phone, so I can't even work in customer service. And I know people who roll their eyes and say, don't work in customer service. It's like, be nice to customer service people because it's not their fault that, something doesn't happen. They don't want to work in customer service either. They do it because they need the money. And it's the only thing that's hiring. So, I'm one of those people that call customer service. I'm the nicest person in the world. I know I mentioned this before. The only thing I hate is the automatic systems. I hate automatic systems. I think they should get rid of automatic systems. I think they should have an actual physical person answering the phone to direct the call. None of this, press 1 for this language, press 2 for this language, enter your phone number, enter your zip code, enter your birth date, and then if they hear any fucking sound in the background, they're like, I'm sorry, that was wrong. And if they hear another sound as you're entering the thing, then they hang up on you. It's like, then you have to recall back. Or you could press 0 and say, yes, I want to talk to a customer service. And then they say, well, tell us in a few words what you would like to. It's like, I know that they're trying to direct you to somebody, but seriously, automatic systems should be banned and just get rid of all automatic systems everywhere. Seriously. One, it would create more jobs because then it would have a physical person answering the phone and directing the calls. Tangent. My mom today told me she can feel things are starting to look up. I don't feel it. That's why I took a shower. I mean, that's not why I took a shower. I wanted to take a shower because I just felt gross. When you're pregnant and your body's doing weird things, sometimes you feel really, really gross, even though you're not really gross. For instance, if I cough or sneeze, I use my reusable pads. This is going to be TMI, but I use my reusable pads because I don't feel like going out and buying actual leak-proof pads because, well, I can spend that money on on other more important things. And I use my reusable pads, and when you cough or sneeze and it comes out of the blue and you leak when you're pregnant, you tend to feel gross. And then when my sinus is draining, right here, even though I always have a snot rag, I don't buy Kleenexes. I've been using washcloths. I call them snot rags for the longest time because it's just like a handkerchief. They're reusable. They're you're not wasting Kleenexes. You don't have to buy Kleenexes. You don't have Kleenexes all over the house. Plus, even if I put them in the trash can, somehow, I bet one of my animals would find them in the trash can and get them out. I don't know. Like somehow one of our animals would probably end up finding them and getting them out. But I think another thing that has hindered this past week is it's gone back up to like almost 80 degrees this past week. And right now it's nice outside. It said it was supposed to be like 76 degrees today. I think it's more like 72. It feels so good. I get seasonally depressed when it's hot, when it's not supposed to be. Supposedly it's supposed to be back up to 80 on Sunday. I don't know how, but that's what the weather says. I don't think the weather really knows what it's doing. But my point is, when it's supposed to be fall and it's not, I get like just unmotivated. I'm not really depressed, just very not happy. I am a fall baby. A lot of people get seasonal depressed when it's winter because it's cold. You know, you get sick. You don't want to be bundled up. It takes forever for the car to warm up. You just feel gross and it's wet and it's soggy and it's muggy. It's dreary. I love that weather. I thrive in fall and winter. Like, I love cold weather. I love cold weather. That's, I think, when I get the most energy is from the cold weather. I just feel so refreshed in cold weather. I have no idea where I was going with that. Now I'm rambling on for 12 minutes about things I have no idea what I came on here to talk about. My mental health, though. Doctor. I would talk to my doctor about my anxiety problems, but there's really nothing that they can do. That's what I was going on about. And then when I say that there's really nothing that they can do, this is why. One, they can refer you out to a psychiatrist, psychologist, psychiatrist, basically somebody who can prescribe anxiety medication. They can prescribe you, they can refer you out. So, not only can they refer you out, but then you have to book that appointment, or they can book it for you. I'm 24 weeks pregnant. So, by the time I go to the doctor on the 18th, let's say I talk to him and say, I would like to see, a psych to maybe get on anxiety meds. I can research it myself, or they can refer me to somebody. By the time somebody would call me to set up the first initial appointment, then you have to meet them, and you have to go through your entire history again. You have to transfer all your papers over again. You do all of the stuff for at least 2 sessions. The first one is like the paperwork and who are you. The second one's more of the background, get to know you. And they don't just go there after 1 session and prescribe you meds. I've seen enough psychs. I know this. You talk to them on what's going on. Then they have to research safe medications to take in pregnancy, what you have been on before. And then they have to discuss it with your doctor and make sure it's okay with your doctor. And then by that time, you go back to your doctor and you say, yes, they want to prescribe me this, this, and this. And either your doctor can, from the referral of your psych, or when you go back to see your psych, they can prescribe you it for the doctor's orders. By the time you get your script, it takes at least a month for the meds to kick in. At the very least, it takes a month for any meds to kick in. And then the longer you're on them, the more it's supposed to work. So even if I got on meds at the end of this month, they wouldn't kick in until almost December. And then by that time, the babies would be here. So there's really no point. That's why I try to do everything I possibly can to keep my mind occupied and distracted and clean or do something around the house to not have a mental breakdown. And this past week, I think with everything building up, you guys saw it. It was at the beginning of this vlog. I just crashed. I couldn't do it. And I know if you guys have been watching my vlog since week 5, when I very first posted my very first pregnancy vlog, and then you guys have been watching up until now, you can see where my moods are going up and down. And there's a lot of medications I can't take. Not only because I'm pregnant, just because the side effects end up not working. Zoloft is one of them. I was on Zoloft. I love Zoloft. I loved it for my anxiety. It was a great thing that helped my anxiety. However, the side effects were too much, and the psych ended up having to stop me because of the side effects were worse than the actual helping part. Strattera was another thing. Strattera helps with ADHD, anxiety, and probably some other things too. I can't remember right off the bat, but I love Strattera. Hated it at first because it does have, it's not a controlled substance, so it's not like Adderall, but it made me too hyper-focused, meaning that I'm so used to being scatterbrained and multitasking all the time that ADHD meds make me, like, I can't multitask. It's like, I know what they do. They help with the ADHD, but when you're so used to multitasking and then you take something like that and your brain just focuses on one thing and you try to do anything else, you can't. I didn't like that. But the Strattera, I liked because it did help the ADHD a little bit. With the combination of the anxiety, it did help, but it ended up, unfortunately, making my suicidal thoughts spike. So I had to stop taking that. Once I noticed that it was starting to do that, I told my psych, I can't take that. I had to stop. I know Paxil. I can't remember what Paxil does at the moment. Paxil was another thing I was on when I was pregnant with Lillian, who ended up being my stillborn. I didn't like Paxil. It made me really groggy, but it did help my anxiety. I highly doubt you can take Xanax in pregnancy. I highly doubt you can. My anxiety is high enough I can take Xanax. I just choose not to because, one, it's a controlled substance, and two, I just have this fear that I'm going to be too groggy. And everybody who has high anxiety who's been in Xanax says it, if you need it, it will work. It's just, I'm very sensitive to medications. So I haven't been on anything in years, probably since before I was pregnant with Cora. No, I had to have been on, I think it was on Zoloft after I had Cora, because I think the program I was on something. I don't remember what I was on. It's been a few years. My point is, anxiety, mental health. This week has been hard. Cooking has really helped. I love cooking, and that's why I don't want to get rid of any of my animals, even though we can't afford the cat litter all the time. And yes, sometimes it's hard to buy dog food or cat food, especially the big bags. But let's face it. I mean, if you have pets, if you have fish, they're a pet too. You still have to figure out how to clean their tanks and get the filtration systems and buy fish food and all this other stuff. But my point with that is the fact that, like, the pets help. I sacrifice little things. Like, sometimes I will want hair dye. Like, I don't need hair dye. So I don't buy hair dye because there's no point. Or Jim will sit there and say, oh, let's go to a movie. No, let's not go to a movie because we need to pay bills. Yes, it would be nice. And yes, we should just sit there and say, fuck it, and go do something fun. But in my head, I'm like, no, we can't, because we need to do this first. And I think that's where I understand where Jim's coming from. Is like, you can't sit here and not do anything fun and just basically pay the bills. But when you need to pay the bills, I have no idea where I was going with that at all. You probably know what I'm talking about. I know this portion of the vlog is getting into the 20-minute mark, and I'm trying to not get these vlogs that long, and I apologize, but a lot has happened, and I'm trying, you guys, I'm trying so hard. I'm hoping that next week, my 25th week of pregnancy, will be a little bit better. It's a week-by-week thing. It's a day-by-day thing. It's an hour-by-hour thing. That's why I think, like, having high anxiety in pregnancy that's why I talk and make these vlogs, because if you suffer from high anxiety, you know how mentally exhausting it is. You know how mentally draining it is. You know how hard it is. Especially when you just have no motivation to do anything. You get to a point where you're mentally shut down. And like I said, when I say I have been cooking a lot, it's because, one, I love to cook, and I'm trying to find little things that just get me out of bed every day, minus the animals, because I mean, let's face it, they have to be taken care of. It's hard. anxiety sucks. Anxiety sucks. I know I'm not alone. But that's another reason why I make these vlogs, is because I want to show you guys that I'm pregnant. I'm doing it. I'm pregnant with triplets, and I have high anxiety, and I'm, you know, trying to show you guys that it's okay. I mean, it's reality. It sucks, but this is what I'm doing to get through it. On a note, I'm not going to make this part any longer. I might record later. I might record tomorrow. I'm not really sure. But on that note, for today, I'm a little bit better than I was at the beginning of this week. A little bit. That's purely only in the shower. It could change in an hour. It could change in 10 minutes from now. But as of right now, I am okay. I'm doing better than what I was at the beginning. So that's at least a positive. So on the note, I will talk to you guys later or tomorrow or next week. Bye. Hello. Welcome to Saturday, October 15th. Yes, I am in my bathroom. Now, I just wanted to come on here and give a quick little thing that just started. Choice of pregnancy. So, one, I don't think I mentioned that 24 weeks is 6 months. If I did, then, well, it's repeated. Now, I wanted to come on here because I spent a good, I don't even know, it's 7 o'clock now. I have not eaten dinner, but I did eat lunch earlier. I spent about 4.5 hours baking and cooking dinner and trying to film that. But just from going to the bathroom, getting out all the ingredients, trying to dice everything, basically just going from my bedroom to my kitchen, or I should say my bathroom to my kitchen, and then back and forth was wearing me out today. So that's something new that's just started, is the fact that I am starting to get short-winded when I do too much. Not too much, but just when I walk too far. So 25 weeks starts tomorrow, and that's not bad. It took me, 6 months with triplets to just today start getting winded when I walk. I started to notice it yesterday when we were grocery shopping, but I didn't really think about it. But yay! Joys of pregnancy. All right.